This meeting is being recorded.
All right. All right. Greetings, family. Race first. Welcome to UNIA 421 Division Mass Meeting. Brother Macy serves as your first vice president. In absence of our president for the first part of the meeting. First, we'll get started with our roll call. Recorded. Background. All right, and we have here, of course, myself, President John listening in. Brother Art here. McLeod, to Najee and Brittany, Dr. Sims, Sister Diane. A total of 11 currently on the Zoom. All right. Next, we'll get started with our pledge to the red, black, and green. Don't have it to share. Let me see if I can pull it up here. And we'll do a call and response. In 1 second.
Everything okay, Brother Mason? You need me?
Yeah, can you I'm trying to pull the pledge up so we can go through the pledge.
If everyone would, please put your black fist in there. Repeat after me. I commit my body, mind, and spirit.
I commit my body,
mind, and spirit
to the protection, defense, and security
to the protection, defense, and security
of the red, black, and green.
of the red, black, and green. There you go, Brother Mason.
red, black, and green.
Of the red, black, and green.
I dedicate my life
I dedicate my life
to the redemption of Mother Africa
to the redemption of
Africa
and the liberation of her scattered black children.
the liberation of her scattered black children.
I accept for myself and my descendants
I
I accept for myself and my descendants
the teachings of universal African nationalism,
the teachings of universal African nationalism.
and I promise that our children will be instilled
And I promise that our children
will be instilled
with the purpose and knowledge of themselves as African people.
with the purpose and knowledge of themselves as African people.
In order that the cause of our struggle
In order that the cause of our struggle
will neither falter nor fail
will neither falter nor fail
until all black people are free and united
until all black people are
united
through one God,
through one God,
one aim,
one
aim,
one destiny.
one destiny.
Face first.
All right, wait first, family. All right. I don't have all the rituals, President John. We're gonna.
We good. We could just call the pledge, the rituals for the day. I don't know if you got the access to the preamble.
I have access to the declaration, but not the preamble. I can pull it up. I have it, but I don't have it put up yet.
Just go preamble, and then we'll do roll call and go into the reading of the declaration.
All right.
Oh, one more thing. So preamble, roll call. Brother Art, if we have any notes from our previous meeting, and then we can get into the topic for tonight.
Okay.
You got the preamble, President John? Our Constitution is, I need to grab it.
I was hoping you had the Constitution available.
I do. I grab it real quick. Right back. Wait 1 second. I'm grabbing my Constitution real quick.
Bang.
All right. All right, family race first. Preamble. Of course, the Universal Negro Improvement Association, African Community League, is a social-friendly, humanitarian, charitable, educational, institutional, constructive, and expansive society. And it's founded by persons desiring to the utmost to work for the general uplift the Negro peoples of the world. And the members pledge themselves to do all in their power to conserve the rights of their noble race and to respect the rights of all mankind, believing always in the brotherhood of man and the fatherhood of God. The motto of the organization is one God, one aim, one destiny. Therefore, let justice be done to all mankind, realizing that if the strong oppresses the weak, confusion and discontent will ever mark the path of man, but with love, faith, and charity toward all, the reign of peace and plenty will be heralded into the world, and the generations of man shall be called blessed. That is our preamble to our Constitution. All right. Today we're going to be going through the Declaration of Rights of Negro People of the world.
Let me see.
Yeah,
roll call. Just run through roll call briefly.
Okay.
And then on minutes from previous meeting from Brother Art.
All right. Roll call. We have myself, First Vice President. We have President John on the line. Our Treasurer Ross Marvin. Our Second Vice President, Brother Malik. Our First Lady Vice President, Sister Diane. Sister Najee. Our Dr. Shams. And Brother Art on the line, who will bring us our minutes from last week. Brother Art.
Okay. Okay. We started on the 28th with the pledge and the rituals. President John reviewed plebiscites for 421 and the beginnings and gave a complete understanding for plebiscites. Study of the Constitution and the Book of Laws. We were not just any club, we are a government. Requirements of the UNIA members worldwide, 5 regulations at the first conventions. They were gone over and reviewed. 6 o'clock, we did officer reports. And Brother President Everett Winchester talked about the Sonia Massey murder. and that was gone over and discussed thoroughly. Then at 6:55, we had the members share, and several members voiced their opinions. And at 7:15, the meeting closed. That's it for the minutes of the last meeting. Race first.
Sounds good, brother. All right, any questions on meeting, the minutes from previous last, I think that was July 28th?
Yeah.
Any questions?
Oh, no.
If there aren't any questions, Bro Macy's, we can proceed to the topic for tonight.
All right, Race First family. Our topic for tonight is going to be the Declaration of Rights of Negro peoples of the world. And of course, Declaration of Rights of Negro people of the world was declared on August 13th, 1920. Of course, at this time, this was the first international convention for the UNIA. Up to this point, of course, Marcus Garvey comes to the United States, 1916. For those who maybe knew, he began speaking to large crowds, teaching a message of Black pride, self-reliance, economic independence. And in 1920, the UNIA had grown into, of course, hundreds of branches worldwide, millions of members. And Garvey organized the first international convention of Negro peoples of the world in New York, bringing together delegates from Africa, Caribbean, all across the globe to represent Africans inside the diaspora and outside the diaspora. Of course, at this convention, which was a month long, Marcus Garvey was the chairman of the convention, and he was declared the provisional president of Africa at this convention. So during this convention on August 13th, the Declaration of Rights of the Negro peoples of the world was drafted with 54 complaints against all the injustices that Black people faced around the world. Most of them, it spoke about lynching and many other complaints that we're going to go through as we read through this declaration today. Then it also asserted 12 rights, which we'll also go through those today. So this Declaration of Rights was a will of our self-determination, our call for freedom, our call for equality, and it was specifically one that was led by our Honorable Marcus Garvey to come into fruition. So we're going to go through it. I want to share my screen here with it, read through it, and then afterwards we will have any questions about the declaration, concerns, or comments. I'm going to be reading it out loud. Can y'all see my screen?
Race first, yes. Go right ahead. Race first.
Right. Drafted and adopted at convention held in New York, 1920, over which Marcus Garvey presided as chairman, at which he was elected provisional president of Africa. Preamble. Be it resolved that the Negro people of the world, through their chosen representatives in convention assembled in Liberty Hall in the city of New York, the United States of America, from August 1st to August 31st in the year of our Lord, 1920. Protests against the wrongs and injustice they are suffering at the hands of their white brethren and state what they deem their fair and just rights, as well as the treatment they propose to demand of all men in the future. All right. We complain that nowhere in the world, with few exceptions, are Black men accorded equal treatment with white men, although in the same situation and circumstances, but on the contrary, are discriminated against and denied the common rights due to human beings for no other reason than their race and color. We are not willingly accepted as guests in the public hotels and inns of the world for no other reason than our race and color. 2, in certain parts of the United States of America, our race is denied the rights of public trial according to other races when accused of crime, but are lynched and burned by mobs, and such brutal and inhumane treatment is even practiced upon our women. 3, that European nations have parceled out among themselves and taken possession of nearly all of the continent of Africa, and the natives are compelled to surrender their lands to aliens and are treated in most instances like slaves. 4, in the southern portion of the United States of America, although citizens under the federal constitution, and in some states almost equal to the whites in population, and are qualified landowners and taxpayers, we are nevertheless denied all voice in the making and administration of the laws, and are taxed without representation by the state governments, and at the same time compelled to do military service in defense of the country. 4, on the public conveyances and common carries in the southern portion of the United States, we are Jim Crowed and compelled to accept separate and inferior accommodations and made to pay the same fair charge for first-class accommodations. And our families are often humiliated and insulted by drunken white men who habitually pass through the Jim Crow cars going to the smoking car. 6, the physicians of our race are denied the right to attend their patients while in the public hospitals of the cities and states where they reside in certain parts of the United States. Our children are forced to attend inferior separate schools for shorter terms than white children, and the public schools funds are usually divided between the white and colored schools. The public school funds are unequally divided between the white and colored schools. 7, we are discriminated against and denied an equal chance to earn wages for the support of our families, and in many instances are refused admission into labor unions, and nearly everywhere are paid smaller wages than white men. 8, in civil service and departmental offices, we are everywhere discriminated against and made to feel that to be a Black man in Europe, America, and the West Indies is equivalent to being an outcast and a leper among the races of men, no matter what the character and attainments of the Black man may be. All right, number 9. In the British and other West Indian islands and colonies, Negroes are secretly and cunningly discriminated against and denied those fuller rights in government to which white citizens are appointed, nominated, and elected. Number 10, that our people in those parts are forced to work for lower wages than the average standard of white men and are kept in conditions repugnant to good civilized taste and customs. 11, that the many acts of injustice against members of our race before the courts of law in the respective islands and colonies are of such nature as to create disgust and disrespect for the white man's sense of justice. 12, the last complaint against all such inhuman, unchristian, and uncivilized treatment, we here and now emphatically protest and invoke the conditions of all, and we invoke the condemnation of all mankind. In order to encourage our race all over the world and to stimulate it to higher and grander destiny, we demand and insist on the following Declaration of Rights. The 54 declarations. 1. Be it known to all men that whereas all men are created equal and entitled to the rights of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, and because of this, we, the duly elected representatives of the Negro peoples of the world, invoking the aid of the just and almighty God, do declare all men whom and children of our blood throughout the world free citizens, and do claim them as free citizens of Africa, the motherland of all Negroes. Declaration right number 2, that we believe in the supreme authority and given to man as a common possession, that there should be an equitable distribution and appointment of all such things, and in consideration of the fact that as a race we are now deprived of those things and are morally and legally ours, we believe it right that all such things should be acquired and held by whatsoever means possible. Number 3. The third Declaration of Rights, that we believe the Negro, like any other race, should be governed by the ethics of civilization and therefore should not be deprived of any of those rights or privileges common to other human beings. Number 4. We declare that Negroes, wheresoever they form a community among themselves, should be given the right to elect their own representatives to represent them in legislatures, courts of law, or such institutions as may exercise control over their particular community. Number 5, we assert that the Negro is entitled to even-handed justice before all courts of law and equity in whatever country he may be found. And when this is denied him on account of his race or color, such denial is an insult to the race as a whole and should be represented by the entire body of Negroes. Number 6, we declare it unfair and prejudicial to the rights of Negroes in communities where they exist in considerable numbers to be tried by a judge and jury composed entirely of an alien race. But in all such cases, members of our race are entitled to representation on the jury. Number 7, we believe that any law or practice that tends to deprive any African of his land or the privileges of free citizenship within his country is unjust and immoral, and no native should respect any such law or practice. I'll read that one again. Number 7. We believe that any law or practice that tends to deprive any African of his land or the privileges of free citizenship within his country is unjust and immoral, and no native should respect any such law or practice. Number 8, we declare taxation without representation unjust and tyrannous, and there should be no obligation on the part of the Negro to obey the levy of a tax by any lawmaking body from which he is excluded and denied representation on account of his race and color. Number 9, we believe that any law, especially directed against the Negro to his detriment and singling him out because of his race or color, is unfair and immoral and should not be respected. Number 10, we believe all men entitled to common human respect, and that our race should in no way tolerate any insults that may be interpreted to mean disrespect to our color. Number 11, we deprecate the use of the term nigger as applied to Negroes and demand that the word Negro be written with a capital N. Number 12, we believe that the Negro should adopt every means to protect himself against barbarous practices inflicted upon him because of his color. 13, we believe in the freedom of Africa for the Negro people of the world, and by the principle of Europe for the Europeans, and Asia for the Asiatics. We also demand Africa for the Africans at home and abroad. 14. We believe in the inherent right of the Negro to possess himself of Africa, and that his possession of same shall not be regarded as an infringement on any claim or purchase made by any race or nation. 15. We strongly condemn the cupidity of those nations of the world who, by open aggression or secret schemes, have seized the territories and exhaustible natural wealth of Africa. And we place on record our most solemn determination to reclaim the treasures and possessions of the vast continent of our forefathers. 16. We believe all men should live in peace, one with the other. But when races and nations provoke the ire of other races and nations by attempting to infringe upon their rights, war becomes inevitable, and the attempt in any way to free oneself or protect one's rights or heritage becomes justifiable. 17. Whereas the lynching by burning, hanging, or any other disgrace to civilization, we therefore declare any country guilty of such atrocities outside the pale of civilization. 18. We protest against the atrocious crime of whipping, flogging, and overworking of the native tribes of Africa and Negroes everywhere. These are methods that should be abolished, and all means should be taken to prevent a continuance of such brutal practices. 19. We protest against the... I'm sorry. You guys can hear me, right? Okay, yeah, 19. 19. We protest against the atrocious practices of shaving the heads of Africans, especially of African women or individuals of Negro blood, when placed in.
Right, seriously. Before you told me about the infrastructure, I was still.
Mr. Lodge, please.
Yeah, I got you.
All right. Number 19, we protest against the atrocious practices of shaving the heads of Africans, especially of African women or individuals of Negro blood, when placed in prisons as a punishment for crime by an alien race. 20, we protest against segregated districts, separate public conveyances, industrial discrimination, lynchings, and limitations of political privileges of any Negro citizen in any part of the world on account of race, color, or creed, and will exert our full influence and power against all such. 21. We protest against any punishment inflicted upon a Negro with severity as against lighter punishment inflicted upon another of an alien race for like offense, as an act of prejudice and injustice, and should be resented by the entire race. 22. We protest against the system of education in any country where Negroes are denied the same privileges and advantages as other races. 23. We declare it inhuman and unfair to boycott Negroes from industries and labor in any part of the world. 24. We believe in the doctrine of the freedom of the press, and we therefore emphatically protest against the suppression of Negro newspapers and periodicals in various parts of the world, and call upon Negroes everywhere to employ all available means to prevent such suppression. 25. We further demand free speech universally for all men. 26. We hereby protest against the publication of scandalous and inflammatory articles by an alien press tending to create racial strife and the exhibition of picture films showing the Negro as a cannibal. 27. We believe in the self-determination of all peoples. 28. We declare for the freedom of religious worship. 29. With the help of Almighty God, We declare ourselves the sworn protectors of the honor and virtue of our women and children, and pledge our lives for the protection and defense everywhere and under all circumstances from wrongs and outrages. 30. We demand the right of unlimited and unprejudiced education for ourselves and our posterity forever. 31. We declare that the teaching in any school by alien teachers to our boys and girls that the alien race is superior to the Negro race is an insult to the Negro people of the world. 32. Where Negroes form a part of the citizenry of any country and pass the civil service examination of such country, we declare them entitled to the same considerations as other citizens as to appointments in such civil service. 33. We vigorously protest against the increasingly unfair and unjust treatment accorded Negro travelers on land and sea by the agents and employees of railroad and steamship companies, and insist that for equal fare we receive equal privileges with travelers of other races.
Everybody fucking doing it. Everybody got to get some free shit to sell it. But who's selling it?
34. We declare it unjust for any country, state, or nation to enact laws tending to hinder and obstruct the free immigration of Negroes on account of their race and color. 35. That the right of the Negro to travel unmolested throughout the world be not abridged by any person or persons, and all Negroes are called upon to give aid to a fellow Negro when thus molested. 36. We declare that all Negroes are entitled to the same right to travel over the world as other men. Sorry, that was 36. 37. We hereby demand that the governments of the world recognize our leader and his representatives chosen by the race to look after the welfare of our people under such governments. 37 again. We hereby demand that the governments of the world recognize our leader and his representatives chosen by the race to look after the welfare of our people under such governments. 38. We demand complete control of our social institutions without interference by any alien race or races. 39. That the colors red, black, and green be the colors of the Negro race. And 40. Resolve that the anthem of Ethiopia, thou land of our fathers, shall be the anthem of the Negro race. We have it here.
Hold on, Brother Mason.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Baba James, you there?
Race first.
Your line is coming off mute. We're getting some background. If you could keep an eye on it.
Oh, I apologize.
Not a problem. Thank you, brother. Brother Mason, you got it.
All right. And this is the Universal Ethiopian Anthem. Ethiopia, the land of our fathers, thou land where the gods love to be. As storm cloud at night suddenly gathers, our armies come rushing to thee. We must in the fight be victorious when swords are thrust outward to gleam. For us will the victory be glorious when led by the red, black, and green. Advance, advance to victory. Let Africa be free. Advance to meet the foes with the might of the red, the black, and the green. Ethiopia, the tyrants falling, who smote thee upon thy knees, and thy children are lustily calling from over the distant sea. Jehovah, the Great One, has heard us, has noted our sighs and our tears. With his spirit of love, he has stirred us to be one through the coming years. Advance, advance to victory. Let Africa be free. Advance to meet the fold with the might of the red, the black, and the green. O Jehovah, thou God of the ages, grant unto our sons that led the wisdom thou gave to thy sages when Israel was sore in need. Thy voice through the dim past has spoken. Ethiopia shall stretch forth her hand. By thee shall all fetters be broken, and heaven bless our dear fatherland. Dear fatherland. Then preach the chorus again. Advance to victory. And that was declaration number 40. And we'll continue. Number 41. We believe that any limited liberty which deprives one of the complete rights and prerogatives of full citizenship is but a modified form of slavery. 42. We declare it an injustice to our people and a serious impediment to the health of the race to deny to competent licensed Negro physicians the right to practice in the public hospitals of the communities in which they reside for no other reason than their race and color. 43. We call upon the various governments of the world to accept and acknowledge Negro representatives who shall be sent to the said governments to represent the general welfare of the Negro peoples of the world. 44. We deplore and protest against the practices of confining juvenile prisoners in prisons with adults. And we recommend that such youthful prisoners be taught gainful trades under humane supervision. 45. Be it further resolved that we as a race of people declare the League of Nations null and void as far as the Negro is concerned, and that it seeks to deprive Negroes of their liberty. 46. We demand of all men to do unto us as we would do unto them, in the name of justice, and we cheerfully accord to all men all the rights we claim herein for ourselves. 47. We declare that no Negro shall engage himself in battle for an alien race without first obtaining the consent of the leader of the Negro people of the world, except in a matter of national national self-defense. 48. We protest against the practice of drafting Negroes and sending them to war with alien forces without proper training, and demanding in all cases that Negro soldiers be given the same training as the aliens. 49. We demand that instructions given Negro children in schools include the subject of Negro history to their benefit. 50. We demand a free and unfettered commercial intercourse with all the Negro people of the world. 51. We declare for the absolute freedom of the seas for all peoples. 52. We demand that our duly accredited representatives be given proper recognition in all leagues, conferences, and conventions, or courts of international arbitration wherever human rights are discussed. 53. We proclaim the 31st day of August of each year to be an international holiday to be observed by all Negroes. 54. We want all men to know we shall maintain and contend for the freedom and equality of every man, woman, and child of our race, with our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor. These rights we believe to be justly ours and proper for the protection of the Negro race at large. And because of this belief, we, on behalf of the 400 million Negroes of the world, do pledge herein the sacred blood of the race in defense, and we hereby subscribe our names as guarantee of the truthfulness and faithfulness hereof in the presence of Almighty God on the 13th day of August in the year of our Lord, 1920. And those names do read Marcus Garvey, James D. Brooke, James W. H. Easton, Henrietta Vinton Davis, Lionel Winston Greenwich, Adrian Fitzroy Johnson, Rudolph Elspert Brissac Smith, Charles Augustus Piccioni, Thomas H. N. Simon, Richard Hilton Tobit, George Alexander McGuire, Peter Edward Baston, Reynald R. Felix, Harry Walters Kirby, Sarah Branch, Mary Barrier Houston, George L. O'Brien, F.O. Ogilvy, Arden A. Bryan, Benjamin Diet, Mary Dute Chancellor, John Philip Hodge, Theophilus H. Saunders, Wilfred H. Smith, Gabriel E. Stewart, Arnold Josiah, Frederick Selkridge, Ennis Abel, Horsford, Civil A. Critchlow, Samuel McIntyre, John Thomas Wilkins, Mary Thurston, John G. Befew, William Ware, J. A. Lewis, O. C. Thurston, Venture Williams, Emily Christmas, Kinch, Dee Dee Lewis, Nettie Clayton, Partheria Hills, Jenny Jenkins, John C. Simmons, Alfonso A. Jones, Alan Hobbs, Reynold Fitzgerald Austin, James Ricketts, Douglas Dugald, Augustus Wade, E. E. Nillum, Florida Jenkins, Napoleon J. Francis, Joseph D. Gibson, J. P. Jasper, J. W. Montgomery, David Benjamin, J. Gordon, Harry E. Ford, Carrie Harry R, R. Watkins, C.L. Halton, J.T. Bailey, Ira Joseph Toussaint Wright, T.H. Golden, Abraham Benjamin Thomas, Richard C. Noble, Walter Green, C.S. Bourne, G.F. Bennett, B.D. Levy, Mary E. Johnson, Lionel Antonio Francis, Carl Roper, E.R. Denawa, Philip Van Putten, Brathwaite, Jesse W. Luck, Oliver K. J.W. Hudspeth, C.B. Lavelle, William C. Matthews, A. William Radford, E.M. Jack H. Vinton Plumer, Randolph Phillips, A. I. Bailey, duly elected representatives of the Negro people of the world, sworn before me the 15th day of August, 1920. The Notary Public was John G. Bain. And that was your Declaration of Rights of the Negro Peoples of the World, declared on August 13th, 1920. All right. Yeah. Again, this Declaration of Rights was declared on August 13th, 1920, in this convention that lasted an entire month. But of course, we know many of these conditions of our people still going on today. Some of them we may say, hey, maybe outdated, but we still have a lot of work to do as our people, and that is why we are here today on this call. Definitely like to open the floor up for any comments or questions or any concerns about specifically about the Declaration of the Rights of the Negro Peoples of the World, 1920.
I just like to say wonderful job, Brother Omesis. And just second what you said, that we still have work to do, because unfortunately, a lot of these situations still exist in more subtle forms. But we're not in a world where this is absent. So we have work to do. And they covered a lot of stuff, which is really amazing. It just shows you how insightful and on top of it they were. And yeah, shouldn't this list should be added to, not added to, because like I said, it should be added, not fix what's broken, fix what's not broken, but more added to just make it more refined and add more to it, because like I said, the work is still in front of us. Race first.
Race first. Thanks, Ms. Diane. Have any other comments, questions? Declaration of Rights.
Race first.
Race for Dr. Shams.
Yes. This document, it coincides with the International Declaration of Human Rights. It coincides with the United Nations Declaration of Indigenous Rights. It coincides with the Vienna Convention on Treaties and the breaking of treaties, the maintenance of treaties, and so forth. It coincides with the U.S. Constitution in various different aspects, like the First Amendment, the Ninth Amendment, the 10th Amendment, the Fifth, Fourth Amendment, the 11th Amendment. It coincides. This is what makes us sovereign right here. This and the other documents that are relevant to it from different aspects of different agreements by the various nations of the world. The United Nations has it all embodied in their captions as well. And being that this took place in New York City, I'm quite sure it is very relevant to the United Nations as well. And this is what makes us sovereign. Peace and race first.
Thanks, Dr. Shams. Race first. Any other questions, comments on the declaration? Concerns? How many of this is their first time hearing it, reading it?
Brother Mason, did you call me?
We asked if anyone has any questions or concerns about the declaration. If you have some words about it, you definitely can. I did. We're just going through, allowing people to speak. Have any questions or comments?
This is my first.
I'm sorry. I did ask for the President John asked for that. Was anybody their first time actually hearing it? Someone saying it was their first time?
Yes, sir. This is my first time. My name is Danye Holmes. Residing from New Orleans, Louisiana. My first time in.
Okay. Welcome. What did you think about the declaration, if you don't mind sharing?
Definitely powerful. My first time actually seeing documentation. So definitely have to do my homework. It's a lot of information I have to study for sure.
We definitely welcome you here. Glad you came, and I hope you learn something from the declaration, and you can apply to it today.
Yes, briefly. Just 1 second, Sister Diane. Just for everyone's context, and Brother Mason, you did a great job again, as Sister Diane said. For context for new people, new members, Brother Mason went over it in the beginning. This is one document, one of the most important documents that was produced. Probably, it could be argued the most important document produced during the first International Convention of Negro Peoples of the World in 1920. But this, this comes from August 13th, 1920, when it was originally ratified. And every year we try to make sure we touch on the history and how some of the accomplishments that we've achieved to get to where we are today, so that we don't forget. But Declaration of Rights is in line with one of the 5 requirements to establish a government, and that's kind of just to give a little bit of background to what the Declaration of Rights of Negro Peoples of the World, what it means.
Definitely understood.
Thank you, President Brown. Anybody else have?
I did have one observation as well that kind of caught my attention, was the freedom of religious worship. Because I was thinking of our aims and objects which one of the last ones is a conscientious spiritual worship. And then this one is a freedom of religious worship. So it makes me just wonder, within the UNIA, are there boundaries of religious worship, things that we consider acceptable or unacceptable? Or is everything, as long as it's African centered, we can make it work? That's just a thought that I had.
Yes. I, to that thought, President, I feel like I mean, one of the things that he says he wants if he's asking for the freedom of worship in the Declaration, I think that I mean he would want that for us, but I guess the conscientiousness could be that we have freedom of worship. We could all come to that conscientious thought within the UNIA that we have that freedom, because of course he spoke about it being race first, and not because I believe that, this is my opinion on it, that he wanted religion to not be a barrier. So I believe that within it, if we have that the conscientiousness of that we're taking the approach that we have a freedom of worship within it, I think that is something we could continue to build on.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, and then bringing it back to our motto, because our motto is one God, and I've always felt that kind of at least puts us in a monotheism realm, to where we don't necessarily practice the belief in multiple gods. But other than that, it seems to be we're fairly flexible in regards to spiritual beliefs or religious practice.
One of the things that he said also is that, regardless of your religious affiliation, Judaism, Christianity, Islam, whatever, he said we all worship the one God. So he wasn't really hung up on denominations and all that stuff. But one of the things I noticed too, an observation, is a lot of the problems that exist here are solved through the economics piece. Like he was talking about, physicians being able to practice and serve their people, having schools to teach our children history. I mean, all of that stuff, a lot of it is solved by the economics piece. Of course, you have your own schools, your own hospitals, etc., etc. But that was just another thing I observed. So Black Wall Street had it right. But, that's another story for another day.
It's a great point. Great point. All right. Thank you so much, Sister Diane. That point. Any other comments, questions, concerns? The Declaration. We definitely have to make sure that we create a foundation that puts us on the path to even achieving some of these things. For me, it should be a checklist. I know some of the things we're asking other nations to do, but with our focus being self-reliance, we have to be able to evoke these things ourselves, and bring them to existence for ourselves. So it should be a checklist of the way of life that we want to create for ourselves. And like you said, in most of these cases, that we will defend with our lives for this to be our way of life.
Yes, sir.
All right. No any other questions or comments? Guess I'll turn it over to you, President John, for the second half of the meeting.
Actually, I still need you you're doing a great job, Brother Mason.
All right. All right. All right.
I think we can, officially. I think we,
Gotcha.
we opened it up for questions for the topic. I think we can move to member share.
All right. All right. We want to move to the second half of our meeting. Second half of our meeting, of course, we'd like to hear from everyone. I call it our member share. First half of our meeting, we normally cover a topic which covers the inner works of UNIA or either some history about the organization. In the second half, we'd like to hear from our members and our guests. So, of course, everything you hear would not be a direct representation of the UNIA unless it's one of the officer reports. But in most cases, we like to hear from our members is a freedom of expression. We like to keep everything under 3 minutes. And of course, we like to make sure we do have children on the line. So respect all language. Of course, we don't use the N-word here. And just be respectful of the time. So we'll open up the floor first to our officers. If they have any reports. First, first have our treasurer, President Ross. Do you have anything you'd like to share?
Not at this moment, Omesis, First VP.
All right. Thank you, President Ross, our treasurer. All right, and I'll start with our sisters. Our first lady president.
First family, I'd like to speak a couple of words before we get started in the member share.
Baba James, go ahead.
This Thursday and Friday, in preparation for the Marcus Garvey Day event at the Shrine of the Black Madonna, I'll be out at the Shrine of the Black Madonna painting the playground red, black, and green. I'm inviting any members to come out and help with the painting if they have the time to do. Don't have the time to help, but you would like a donation toward purchase of the paint, please get in contact with President John.
And Baba James, what time you say you'll be out there?
All day. I'll be there from as early as I can be out there on Thursday until the sun goes down, and whatever I'm able to finish on Thursday, I'll be out there Friday to take care of before the event.
Thank you, Baba James. All right, and of course, segue, we do have Garvey Day this Saturday coming up at the Shrine of the Black Madonna. I'll come back around with a share of the flyer. We'll continue on with our member share with our sisters, First Lady President, First Vice President, Sister Diane.
Greetings, everyone. Race first. Not much more to share. Just looking forward to Garvey Day. A successful Garvey Day.
Thank you so much. All right. Let's see if we have any other officers. We have our second male vice president. Let's see the sisters. Brother Malik.
No, I don't have anything to share.
Brother Malik's been crucial with helping us out with Garvey Day as well. We appreciate you, the work you've been doing. All right.
Oh, okay. President, didn't you say something about Wednesday?
Yes, Wednesday we will be meeting. I gotta confirm. I think it's noon though. Wednesday at noon.
Okay, so if you're able to come out Wednesday at noon to help with last minute things before Baba James starts painting on Thursday, that'll be appreciated.
Yeah. So it sounds like we need assistance and help Wednesday and Thursday at the Shrine of the Black Madonna. Anyone that is available to volunteer some time.
And where do you send funds to help with the paint purchase?
You can send them to President John.
Okay.
Yeah, the UNIA Cashapp would be
Okay.
preferred.
Okay.
That's at UNIA 421. Can you confirm the UNIA Cash App?
$ UNIA 421 fund FUND. If someone could drop that in the chat for us. I'll try to drop it in the chat, but yes, thank you.
Thank you, President John. Thank you, everybody, for your updates. We have next our recording secretary's last officer. I see. Are you have anything?
No, I don't have anything at this time.
Oh,
Race first.
okay. That's all the officers. As for myself, we are continuing our business meetings on Thursday. And where we are, of course, preparing for Garvey Day. We mentioned that. But we'll open the floor to our members. As brothers, we have to be respectful. So we do. I'll start with our sisters first.
Brother Macias,
Yes.
brief message as a president. Forgive me, family. I'm teaching my godson how to drive. That's why I'm a little busy. Garvey Day is a big focus, as you've mentioned, as Baba James has mentioned. So next Saturday, we'll be at the Shrine of the Black Madonna, free event for the community. All brothers and sisters in the Atlanta area, please come out and support this event. Beyond that, I think orientation exams started this weekend, and it will continue to next weekend. So new members that have joined in the past few months that have been able to attend orientation, this is the first opportunity to complete the examination for that orientation. Beyond that, we are in the month of the convention. So we do have a few individuals, Brother Najee and his queen, Sister Brittany, have mentioned that they will be traveling to New York to participate in the convention. So we should expect an update from our delegates attending convention as to what took place at convention. And this is all we should also know. This is an election convention, so. Brother Najee and the 421 delegates will be the first to know who our new administration is, who holds the office of our new administration. So those are a couple things for the month of August. Beyond Garvey Day, we're looking at a celebration on August 31st. So Brother Macias just went through the Declaration of Rights of Negro Peoples of the World. I believe it was Declaration 51 stated that on August 31st, we'll have a celebration. So we officially celebrate that as International African Independence Day. August 31st, we'll have a Zoom celebration, and we're working to collaborate that with other divisions in the UNIA. Beyond that, please remember to pay your dues. There's only two types of members in the UNIA, those that are members by race and those that pay their active dues. So any questions or comments? If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me, 678-631-9404. Thank you, Brother Macias. Doing a great job.
Okay, and I would just like to add for anybody who's new, we do have two major events throughout the year. The first one is in the spring, and we mentioned the convention. This is our convention week where we have our elections. We have our elections at the event in August. That's called the convention, and in the spring we have our High Executive Council, where we would normally come together to discuss any laws, any amendments, and recommendations that we will vote over at the convention in August. So normally between the time after convention, August up into spring, we have an opportunity to submit any proposals or amendments that we would like to have to our Constitution, and those were reviewed at High Executive Council in the spring to be voted on in the August convention. And the duly elected.
As we
Go ahead, President John. Go ahead, President John.
The next.
If you're talking, you're going in and out. You're going in and out, President John. Say it one more time.
Executive Council.
You must have hit a dead spot. We can't hear you that good. But yes, so we have our 2 meetings throughout the year, our major meetings, that where all divisions around the world will come together for those 2 major meetings, and it's a great opportunity to meet other members in the UNIA-ACL around the world and other divisions as well. And that's going to be in New York this year, the convention. Just wanted to add that.
I'm sorry, family. I don't think I introduced myself. My phone actually disconnected with you guys, and so I wanted to get a chance to introduce myself.
Thank you so much, Danye. Right now, we are in our membership portion of our meeting, where we do allow all of our members to have an opportunity to speak. We normally start with all of our sisters on the line first, and then come back around to our brothers. So we appreciate you, and you definitely have an opportunity to introduce yourself.
Thank you, sir.
I am actually not sure if we have any other sisters there, so I will let you go ahead, jump in, brother. Nice to meet you, Daniel.
Miss Rev is here.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right. Thank you so much. All right. The floor is yours.
Thank you. Race first, everybody. I'm kind of here laid back anyway. After hearing the powerful declarations that was read, you did do a great job doing that. And it just made me feel I've got mixed emotions over here. I'm reflective about it all, and just trying to just thinking about how far we've come, and thinking about how we can go further, and what I can put my hands to do to help make it happen. So I'm kind of in that somber reflective mode, but it's very powerful words in this declaration. So I want to just learn more about how it's being used going forward. But I also look forward to some of the other meetings coming up in the week, because I am new myself. This is about a week and a half of being involved in some of the meetings. So just wanted to say that. I don't have anything else to say, but I am encouraged and inspired by it all. And I'm happy I found the organization, Race First.
Race First. Thank you, Sister Reveille.
Thank you. Happy to have you here. Are there any other sisters who have not had a chance to speak?
Greetings, everyone. This is Mama Nabantu. I have been listening, and I appreciated the declaration. It just sort of give me more reasons to the idea of getting sovereignty for the continent, and the islands. I'm a part of also the Pan-African Federalist Movement, who was working diligently to bring all the countries together on the continent, as well as in the diaspora, to move out those foreign entities so that we can control all the resources. So that's been something that I know the UNIA supports. And I think that at some point we can talk about how do we partner so that we can benefit from this movement and be a part of it, because we're not all talking about repatriating, but we have a government here. Actually, we have more than one here in North America that should be a part of this unified African states. So I'm looking at that as something to maybe discuss at another time. Also want to make a couple of announcements. We have, I know it's sort of a lot happening this weekend. From 2 to 10 in the evening will be the Pan-African Festival. And I think Ross Perez, I think is one of those rappers y'all probably know is going to be there that evening. So maybe folks can drop by after the Garvey Day celebration. And then on Friday, there's going to be a film showing of Greenwood is Still Burning. And one of the only Black councilwomen from Tulsa, Oklahoma will be there speaking on giving updates of what's happening with the Tulsa situation. And many of you probably know that the appeal was not taken by the Supreme Court there in Tulsa, so it's still a fight ahead of us. Also, finally, I do the Collard Green Cultural Festival, and we should have some UNI presence, a booth possibly on the September 28th on the Promised Land. So that's my contribution for the day. Thank you for the time. Race first.
Race first, Sister Bantu. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. Race first, and September 28th. We're looking forward to that. And also looking forward to, of course, Marcus Garvey made it where, because President Johnson said earlier, there's two types of members, but active, but every Black person is already a member of the UNIA-ACL, maybe active or inactive, but so there's a place here for partnership with other organizations who are doing the work, and we do often sometimes have opportunities to where you may be able to speak actually about it. We do have some weeks where we don't have anything scheduled, so you can definitely get with President John to see if maybe you can get on the schedule. We may be able to hear more about the work that you guys are doing as well.
Ashe, thank you. Sante Sana. That's it.
All right. Any other sisters who have not had the opportunity to share? Going to our very patient brothers. All right. If not, we will jump right to you, I guess, Brother Danya.
Yes, sir.
Right. Your floor is yours to share.
First of all, thank you, brother, for the introduction. All to the brothers and sisters, thank you for all the positive information that was stored upon me this evening. It's my first time actually tuning in from New Orleans. I graduated from Dillard University in New Orleans back in 2016. And Marcus Garvey was mentioned a number of times, and I was able to study him, but I think that sometimes he get his history misconstrued because he was so powerful, and I think that he's not really mentioned in a lot of our history. But me knowing about Pan-Africanism and kind of studying different classes, I kind of knew that it was something that stuck to me. And I came across you guys' information about a week ago, and I just felt like it was powerful because this is my first time actually tuning in into your information, and the first thing I get is a declaration. As far as for the Black man, I never seen nothing like this in my life, and so this is just an introduction to me. As far as I don't really have too many words to say. Besides that, I'm so in tune, and I'm so grateful to be in this meeting this evening.
We appreciate you here. So, and you are located in New Orleans currently, right?
Yes, sir. New Orleans, Louisiana. Born and raised.
All right, we appreciate you tuning in, brother. First, glad you had the opportunity to come, and we look forward to the skills, gifts, talents, and intelligence that you have to bring, brother.
Thank you.
All right. First, let's see. And we have our brother Najee and Sister Brittany there. You guys going to be going to New York. Everything you want to share? Floor is yours.
Yeah, Race First family. Yeah, so this Saturday we will be going to the convention, the parade. I'll make sure I take pictures and see what's going on and come back with information of what had transpired. So we're both looking forward to it. So yeah, that's really all we really have to share about now.
All right. Thank you so much for sharing. We definitely look forward to hearing about the convention when you return. All right. All right. Let's see who else I have.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Yes, sir. I know I was disconnected a couple of minutes. As far as membership, I think I missed as far as funds and how can I contribute to the membership.
Yes. We definitely appreciate it. We floor open for anyone to join us. Our membership is $3 a month with a $10 assessment each year that goes in addition to that $3 a month. So the first payment is $56. And President John, do we have the online application still? Is that correct?
We've got I have to send out a form and they have to send it back. It's $56 a year. Would take care of your first year. Every remaining year after that is $46 a year for active membership.
Yes. So we did have an online form, but we had problem with our site. So we would have to send you out a form, physical form to get filled out. But we definitely appreciate your diligence, appreciate you being here, and look forward to your works that you're going to be doing with us. We'll get you squared away. We'll reach out to you and get you squared away. If any other of our guests like,
yep. Brother Danya, Brother Danya, I hear you loud and clear. I'll get you that information. We'll be in touch.
Thank you.
All right. If any other guests would like to join us as well, please definitely reach out. And we are definitely stronger united together. Let's see who I have next on the line. Out of New York, Dr. Shams.
Race First.
Race First.
Yes. I have my website as most of us know, set up as a sovereign defense website, and it has this very document on one of its pages. I think it's the International Laws and Sovereign ID link on the website. Not helpful USA legislation people.bravesites.com. I had put in the chat as well, but it has a lot of elements relevant to it. And I noticed that Article 24, outside entities may want to interfere with what we have going on, but we have a defense by this by the document Declaration Rights of Negro Peoples of the World. Article 24 says that they are not allowed to violate us, for putting information in the press pertaining to anything about them or what they're doing against our people and what have you. So I'm going to continue to build upon what I have. That bringing global awareness. Bring Global Awareness is a link on my website known as Unification of Member Nations. This is how we get the rest of the world involved with our struggle, so that the rest of the world, those who are sympathetic to our cause, can come to our aid as well. You know, so I have that, and yeah, right there. Thank you, brother. Wait till it comes up. Okay, great. Now I have sovereignty ID laws. That's where you will find the Declaration of Indigenous people of the world, Negro peoples of the world, and that link right there, sovereignty ID laws. That same document that you read this evening is right there in that link. Scroll down to where you see international laws. Scroll down. All right, you passed it. International law, sovereign laws. International sovereign laws home. Where it says BRICS is, it has, no, you passed it. Is it right there? International sovereign laws and ID cards. That's the link that has that document on it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, click that link on so you can see the document. All right, takes 10 seconds. I appreciate this because I didn't think anybody was going to the site. Now I know you're all going to the site. I'll continue to put more information up there and fight for us with this information I have. Scroll all the way down. Go all the way down. All the way down. You're not going nowhere. Okay. You passed it. You might have just saw it. You passed it. Where it says Dred Scott is right above Dred Scott. It's above that. Above that. Go ahead, scroll. It's above Dred Scott. Okay, Declaration of the Rights of Negro Peoples of the World. See, that document is on my website. A lot of elements and things that's going to help us with the struggle we're going through and help establish us in the fight is right here, relevant to my website. That's why I have it set up as a sovereign defense website, because it has every document that I could put on there as far as backing up who we are, the rights we have, and everything else, and that we are sovereign. We have the legality to defend our freedoms pertaining to this site. So that's one of the documents there. I have other documents there too. And the International Declaration of Human Rights, I mentioned that earlier. It's right above that document. Declaration of Indigenous Rights, also right there. All those documents help make us sovereign, including the United States Constitution, U.S. Constitutional Articles 1, 2, 4, 9, 10, 11, also number 5. Even though I didn't put 5 there, 5 is the right to not incriminate yourself. See, if we go to court, we don't have to say nothing, but they say only a fool goes to court without a lawyer, but some of us know the law well enough to represent ourselves. But those are the main articles in the U.S. Constitution that give us the right to do exactly what we're doing. And we have a right to defend it too. Peace and race first.
Thank you, Dr. Shams. We appreciate you. Definitely, you guys check out his website. Put the link in the chat. He has some tools here for us to use. Definitely, we here to support each other.
Yeah, I also have information for Garvey and the African Legion as well in the site. In the chat.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Dr. Shams. We appreciate you. Check out the chat as well. He dropped some links in the chat as well for you guys to check out. All right. And of course, you got some more links, but I'm posted the Facebook link in there, So check out our chat as well. There's some links there for everybody to check out. We'll go to our next person here in our member share. We haven't heard from Herlan in East Point, Georgia. Herlan would like to share? If not, we're going to go to Brother Andrew and